You
Mother.
you all begin to hear now. It sounds like marching slightly to the east, maybe about 500 paces south of you and 100 paces to the east of you, following far from the river. You also start to see small pinpoints of light as a column starts to march past. As it gets closer, it's marching at. So hang on, let me do it this way. So you guys are like, here. It
Sure.
seems to be marching kind of like this. So it's slowly getting closer. Um, so it gets when it gets to about 300 paces, it's about 75 paces from you, and when it's about 100 paces, further to the south, it's about 50 paces to the east. Is it safe to assume that you guys are all hiding or not standing out in the open or?
That is a fair assumption,
Okay.
yes. Much like Jarek, I am also hunkering down.
I only say this because in past DMing experiences, I have had people stand out in the open. So,
Yep.
I would like to ask if
mhm.
anybody wants to hide with me.
I'll hide with you.
I
I shall hide with you.
Finn, you should hide with Cole.
I should hide with Cole or Wolf. Either or. I guess Finn, if Cole's nearby, will jump down near him. The end.
Yay. Okay. So um you'll notice I guess Cole will actually look like he's bent over and he looks like he's covering himself and you're not quite sure what he's covering himself with because it just kind of looks like he's not there anymore, like he's kind of just covered in a shadow. Doesn't
What?
yeah. And he kind of you see like an arm come out of the shadow and kind of wave you guys over.
Finn, like, purses her lips together and just goes, like, quietly at herself.
Jarek is glad he told Finn to go. Nope.
Yeah, Pearson will go towards what clearly is superior camouflage, although he has no idea what's happened. I'm sure he'll get an explanation later when, there isn't danger.
Yeah, Finn will follow behind.
All right, you two duck under Dumbledore's cloak of invisibility, and
Oh!
no, it's not that. Cole, would you like to tell them?
I'd rather not do any fancy language. It is a magical cloak. It adds +2 within the night. It basically is he's wearing basically a shadow on his back.
Mhm.
Sweet.
Oh, cool.
So you guys are hiding quietly as the troop goes by, and they pass within about 30 to 40 feet of you. Not so close that they're in danger of walking over you or hearing your breathing, but close enough that you get very good detailed looks at them. And what you see is the column is made up of the normal types of demons that you have seen before, the red demons and their larger mage counterparts. However, at the head of the column is something you have not seen before. It is a. I don't actually have a token of it made yet. Sorry. It is what looks to be almost like a blue glowing light that shimmers. It shimmers different facets of blue. And you notice as you look at it, it's almost as if inside this blue light, this blue aura, is a person or thing. It's hard to see. It's hard to really pin down what it looks like or even exactly where it is. But it's almost like a blue torchlight in the shape of the upper part of it almost looks to be the shape of a man or a human, and the bottom part seems to kind of just dissipate into nothing. But you're not even sure of that because it's really hard to get an exact idea of what this thing looks like. And as you see it, as it passes, you hear a very soft hiss from Sky. And the column continues to march on and marches unaware of you hiding where you are and marches off into the distance. And after about 10 minutes or so, you can no longer see or hear them.
Right. Quick actions.
All right, the purple torches alight again, and well, I'm not going to tell you guys what you see amongst the other group. I will say that you see Sky looking out, staring off after them.
What was that thing, Sky?
There's a pause, and then she says, "We called them wisp demons. They were very dangerous. They had the ability to, well, raise the dead is not exactly the right word, but they did have the ability to animate corpses of fallen allies and give them the power to use the same abilities they had in life. They are notoriously hard to kill, resistant to magic, and, well, you saw, it's hard to tell exactly where they are and very difficult to hit with arrows or anything like that. The only ways we were... Oh, go ahead.
No. I'll let her finish.
She said the only ways we ever found to effectively kill them was powerful magic users that could break through their defenses, or to just get up in its face where you could more easily anticipate its movements and cut it down. But as long as they were on the field, dropping demons was a temporary thing at best."
How high up are they from the demon hierarchy?
Sky pauses for a moment. They certainly aren't at the top, but they were always seen leading others, so fairly high up, I'd say, if not the top echelon, certainly not anywhere near the lowest.
Pearson pauses for a thought, turn to his companions and say, "Shall we become one of them? They're not too far away. I bet you we could catch up."
How many pinpricks of light were there in that group that moved past Squee?
Well, if anyone who would like to have tried
Well,
to
yeah,
count...
let me know that first.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try to count that before
anyone
Pearson
who-
suggests something fucking stupid.
Anyone who would like to have counted them, please roll me an intelligence plus level plus make a case for a background before you roll.
Okay. I'm gonna make a case for Family Man because he had to teach his kids how to count.
I will let you use 1 point from family.
Okay. I'll take it.
Anyone else?
Bounty hunter? Knowing how many
Okay.
people you're dealing with is a good thing.
Okay, I'll let you use 1 point because counting how many people you're dealing with is different from counting a column of soldiers. But yes, I will let you use a point.
It is?
It is very different. There's a difference between counting how many combatants you're facing between like 5 and 6 and counting...
No, I'm not talking about combatants. I'm talking about tracking people.
Well,
How many people you are having to track.
You don't commonly have to track down armies. You're commonly tracking 1 or 2 people.
Well, something then to counter that would be for Keen to walk towards the tracks and look at how many footprints there are embedded
works as
into the ground.
That could be useful. Well, why don't we do both? So anyone who wants to try and count them, Pearson, you rolled. I'm going to let everyone roll first who wants to, or who feels their
Yeah, I
character would
rolled.
have tried. So Keen, I'll still let you, like I said, your intelligence, your character, and 1 point from Bounty Hunter.
Cole doesn't like to try to know the odds.
Okay then.
Don't tell me the odds.
Wow.
Wow.
Jarek is like so like arrogant, like the supreme arrogance is pretty much like I could fucking kill anyone. So,
There we go. God bless your incredible arrogance, Jared. But Keen knows. Maybe I
Okay.
know.
Alright, so Burn or Keen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we'll do it this way. Pearson, You
Yeah.
know that there were more than a dozen of them.
Oh, okay. All right. Then maybe I want retroactive and not suggest that because
Okay.
we're outnumbered 2-1. So,
And
but that's good to know. All right.
And Keen, you will, since you rolled so well, you will know that you counted exactly. You counted 20 of the smaller demons, the type that you guys have fought and slaughtered on a regular basis, and what this guy called a wisp demon.
I will mirror the sentiments to the rest of the team, and go, we should probably not mess with that.
Agreed. We need a smaller set of demons in order to give us a chance.
Well, we could resolve the lesser ones just fine. We fought them plenty of times. We just don't know entirely how the battle would change with one of those wisp demon things.
Indeed. Not only that, but we don't know if there's another column of these things nearby.
Mm-hmm. Plus, whenever we actually went up against these, it was maybe 8 max, not 20 plus whatever.
20? I only counted a dozen.
Yeah.
Well, all the more reason to continue on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to say goodbye to our campsite. I'd like to thank it for all that's done for drying our clothes. But I say we keep on heading.
Cole, disguise our tracks. Hide our scent.
Do something.
Gonna throw
cool.
a rock at it.
Okay.
No, I'm actually gonna try to
Leave your rock
disguise
with
it.
You pull out a carrot and you throw it at.
Carrots.
All right. I will actually try to disguise our tracks. GM?
Okay. Sure. What background would you like to use for that?
Would tracking be okay for tracks?
Gee, I don't know. Yes, it
Okay.
would be fine. And intelligence or wisdom, whichever is greater for Cole.
The knowledge of covering up tracks or the skill involved to do so? So, yeah, okay. Knowledge it is. I've been rolling low all day.
Yeah, but you do a decent job of covering up your tracks. Anyone who is specifically hunting you would probably be able to notice. You don't have time to do an excellent job, but anyone who just happens to walk by who doesn't know they should be searching for something, there's a very good chance they wouldn't see the patterns that are left behind.
All right.
All right, so you guys continue circling around the mountains until the early dawn hours, where you guys are starting to get tired as you have been up for quite a long time. Not as tired as you could have been, since a large part of the journey was just floating. But you have been up since you've left the forest. You've been up for almost 24 hours now. And you are skirting the edge of the mountains, and as the sun starts to rise, you find yourselves right around here. You know that you've got another 20 miles or so around the base of the mountain before you reach Falcon Keep. You can continue, and if you push yourselves, you could reach Falcon Keep by around noon, or whatever you do is up to you.
I don't suppose you Norms ensured to have potions of rejuvenation with you.
Cole nod.
Cole does have some? Okay, let's see if Pearson
What
has
did you
any.
say, Jarek?
Jarek gives a wan smile over at Fen. That's what I thought, dear.
I have these 5 potions of sleep.
Slave?
That's the opposite of what we want to do. I don't have.
Oh,
a
I know.
potion.
I was not prepared for this eventuality.
Jarek blinks fine. Just gonna let the one go.
How How exposed is this current area that we're on, basically?
It's actually not that exposed. By this point, you're at the base of the mountain, which means you are surrounded by rocky outcrops. And Falcon Mountain is a very um, young mountain, well, geologically speaking, which means it's still very sharp and jagged and hasn't been weathered down much. So there are tons of almost pointy, sharp spires of rock all around you.
My suggestion is that we just take a quick 6 hours respite just to refresh ourselves before continuing on.
Jarek will say, I'll do my best to watch over, though he looks around and says, well, it'll be the best guarantee that you can get.
We could also just each sleep for about 4 hours and have each of us take a 2-hour shift to stand watch with you in case, worse comes to worse.
He shrugs. That decision is up to you 5.
We're in hostile territory. I'm fine with only getting 4 hours of sleep. For now, until we at least get to Falcon Keep and do a scout. Maybe find a more secure area to rest.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Okay.
How about you all get 6 hours of sleep? Jarek and I will stay up.
You have the stamina for that?
I have the potions for it.
Oh. Okay, good. Alright. I could use a full 6 hours, now that you mention it. Okay.
We can find a particularly shaded outcropping where Jarek can set up his folded chair.
Finn is already curled up on the ground where she was standing.
Jarek will get out of the chair and will wrap Finn in his wool blanket and ease her into a far more comfortable position. Basically slumped over at next to the folding chair, and he's got his sort of his leg next to her body, just make sure she doesn't go anywhere.
Just like a child. Oh.
Now, I don't want to get too far ahead in the future, but if we wake up without any sort of incidents, I wonder, Krana, can I wake up with just Baby Junior just staring at me?
Yeah.
Wake up and be like, ah!
Yes.
Monster. Alright. We'll do that.
Okay. So you guys take a rest. Pearson, tick off the time.
Yep.
And
Keeping track. Got 22 days left to live. Woo!
And
Alright.
so you stopped at dawn. You rested for about 8 hours. So you're looking at it's about 2 p.m. in the afternoon right now. And you've got about 20-mile trek ahead of you.
Well, I was gonna say get busy living or get busy dying.
Well, gee.
As Pearson wakes up with this mantra, Jarek's basically been watching this for the past few minutes and should I? No, this would probably be good. As he's watching BJ loom over Pearson. BJ the rotting wolf with
Yeah.
Baby Junior's jaw is hanging open. It looks almost detached.
Oh my god, open my eyes.
Just Pearson, it's time to get up from the chair where he is with Finn.
Pearson will open up his eyes in response, look up, they'll bulge out, and he'll give a full body jump, a small, if you're sleeping and you ever have those fucking dreams where you trip and your entire body just jerks
Oh, yeah.
that? I fucking hate those dreams, by the way.
Mhm.
But that's what happens. Just a full jerk, and he kind of just gives a choke back before he realizes what is going on, and he pushes Baby Junior's big, happy, ugly face away.
As you're pushing her face away, she starts nuzzling into your hand.
Which is really weird because I can feel the fur, but I can see that lovely, furless face, and like, his. You're not too sure, or maybe Baby Junior doesn't know if he's smiling or wincing, but he's like, "There you go, BJ, had a girl."
With that done, like
Girl.
Jericho like leaned down, like where he's kept like the child, his Finn, like gently shake her. Finn, dear, it's time to get up.
It's just 5 more minutes, Jarek.
Finn, Pearson, does not have that many more minutes.
Oh, her eyes will like shoot open right away, and she'll like jump up.
Like the blanket like falls over like Jarek's head.
Finn will grab the blanket, kind of like pull it up and look at you and be like, Jarek, this is no time for games.
Jarek like, of course.
Okay.
So, it's safe to say you guys continue your journey.
Very safe.
I reckon so.
Good. So, it takes about another 8 hours to trek the 20 miles, pushing yourselves as hard as you can, without exhausting yourselves, of course. And after about 8 hours, so it's about 10 p.m. at night. It's actually been dark for a few hours. You arrive at Falcon Keep. Now, the area around Falcon Keep is not too hard to see. The inside of Falcon Keep definitely has a lot of light within it, so it radiates outwards, and you can see the terrain in front of you. So when you guys arrive, you see that a very impressive fortress has been built into the mountainside itself, and what looks like a small alcove of the mountain has the castle walls have almost seamlessly been built into it in a rectangular shape. They are very large, sturdy, if old walls, and a moat has been dug around the keep, using the river and the lake next to it to fill it, to create a very difficult for militaries or armies to very difficult target to assault, with one bridge spanning over the moat onto the or in front of the gate. And let me take you over so you guys can see.
Okay.
You should see your characters down towards the bottom, maybe a little bit to the left.
A little bit to the right.
Yeah.
The
Yes,
middle.
the right. Yes. Eye direction's good. And this map is to scale to your characters, so.
Towards the right middle.
Yeah, so
There we go.
bottom.
Oh, there it is. Oh my
Bottom.
god, we're so teeny. This is such a huge map. Okay.
Mhm.
I see us now.
Ah.
I'm good.
Wow, this is impressive.
Immense.
You Keen and Pearson, at least, and Jarek may have heard, know as well as he is. You know that Falcon Keep is well known among Whitebridge as a falling back point, a haven in case of siege or war. And Falcon Keep has, even though it had been abandoned for years, the stories were that trolls had driven people out of it many years ago. It was still as impressive as the stories. Well, I'm sorry. It still is an impressive structure.
Do you think the trolls are still here?
If they are, they're demonic trolls, probably.
Oh, great.
Sky shakes her head, going, "I suppose it's always possible, though. I can't imagine trolls."
I don't
working
think
with
the trolls will be a problem.
No. Getting into here, though, it is formidable.
Mm-hmm.
Are there pinpricks of light on the parapets that suggest guards manning the walls, Squid?
Yes, but not everywhere. So let me I can actually draw you little parts, bits and pieces of what you see. Let me choose an appropriate color. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Okay. So Okay, got it. So you see lights say, what the?
The lights say what the?
Yes, they
Mm.
do. They say that indeed. All right, so it's supposed to be I hold Alt and I can draw a circle. No.
Yeah, I just freeform a circle, dude.
Yep. Okay, so you see a light here. You see another light there. You see a light maybe here. Up on the side. At this corner. And up at the side again.
Pearson looks up and he says, "Well, I know of an old burglar's trick, but I don't know how much you guys are gonna like this." He points to Falcon Keep and he says, "This thing was built with men in mind, not for ogres, not for demons. And men have to take a shit. And that sewage has to go out somewhere. We can go in where the shit goes out."
The refuse can be carried by servants out of the gates.
True, it depends on if they have a sewer system like in Whitebridge.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm going on. And since it was,
Do
The
you
same
actually
nation.
know whether there is a sewer system here for this fortress? I'm not a native of the Freelands.
I'm not sure either.
I've never left Whitebridge until recent events, but there's no reason why we can't take a quick look around and see if we can't spot one.
Yeah, and I grew up in Redwater, so it's completely opposite from here. Maybe we should cross underneath the bridge and follow the water and see if we can find an opening on the other parts.
We don't know what's in the moat.
Yeah, that is a thing too.
A sewer entrance or something will be at least visible from the outside somewhere. It has to flow out somewhere. I say we do a reconnaissance a little bit further away, not to garner any additional attention. I mean, we came this far. What's an extra half hour to see if we can't find a sneaky way in?
Jarek will sigh. He's going to let the norm just let his idea go. Whenever he needs to come crawling back to Jarek for his amazing idea, Jarek will gloat.
Oh, good. All right. I'm taking this personally. No, I'm not taking this personally, but not personally, but this is a challenge. Okay, Squee.
Okay,
God
so
damn
not
it,
BRB, not
you're
BRB,
away.
not BRB. I thought you guys were still going to talk for a second. Yes, Inferno.
Okay. I'd like Pearson to scout around, look around, go search kind of the perimeter that we can of Falcon, and I want to see if he can't keep his peepers out for some sort of grate, some sort of sewerage system, some sort of pipe or stonework that would help with the flow of refuse or
Okay.
other solid waste.
Certainly. There's a few things I need to know. What
Okay.
side of the moat are you doing this on?
On our side of the moat.
Okay. And
Not
how
crossing the
close?
bridge.
How close to the moat do you want to be?
Not very, maybe 60 feet away.
Okay. All right. So.
On the one hand, I have a keen perception, and I know what to look for.
You have
generally.
a Pearson perception.
Ha.
Okay.
Sigh.
Okay. Roll me
Uh-huh.
a level plus Born on the Streets
Yes.
plus. I'm gonna say vision would be like a dexterity thing.
I would argue more wisdom, but I'll take that.
Sure. No. Really, an argument could be made for a few. So I'm happy with wisdom.
Okay. It's actually a lower bonus, but I think it's more accurate. But my Forge on the Streets gives me a +5, so hey, I'm still good.
Okay.
20.
Yes, you do.
Wow.
You are about 160 feet away from the base of the castle wall at nighttime. You don't see
Mm.
much of anything.
At nighttime. Okie dokie. I'll
Oh,
come back.
I
Mm-hmm.
was also going to say, do you use a torch or
No.
not? Okay,
Is
good. I forgot to ask. Yes, Cole?
so is it early in the night or is it like dead of night?
You're looking at about 10 p.m.-ish.
Okay.
Pearson will come back in the dark and he says, I can't tell this far out. It's too dark.
Jarek will favor Pearson with a slow nod and the slight curling of his lips upward.
Your idea, Pearson says with a stoic face.
My idea was already stated before we even got in the river, or even made our trip out of the Alanasi forest.
You're gonna fly up.
I can do that. Maybe not the gate directly. Could always trust one of you individuals to climb the wall. The problem would end up being that you, who could not fly, would have to cross the moat. Perhaps I could. He looks around. Perhaps if you found something sturdy to attach a rope to, and then he looks at how vast the moat is. Oh, maybe if we tied my rope together with Keen's, then you could, I don't know,
Shimmy across.
shimmy across above the moat and hope that you're not spotted from the parapets, which doesn't seem all that reliable. And then I could put a rope on the top of the parapet and you could climb up that way. Or I could just open up the gate.
How are you gonna open up the gate stealthily, Jarek?
As well, I move through solid objects.
What?
Jarek, in the dim light from outer space and shit, from the heavens or whatever, it's all beaming on his teeth, and he's glowing with immense satisfaction and pleasure.
That would have been good to know a little bit earlier on, but okay. You open the gates and forget shimmying across. We'll just cross the main bridge and get in.
Well, it might be something strength related. Worst case, I'll just use my magic on the gate and try to brute force it open, but I should at least be able to get to the access that controls the gate.
Mm-hmm. Out of curiosity, Squee, is the stone bridge lit at all?
No. The stone bridge is
Okay.
not lit.
So in the cover of darkness, especially with, I almost said Patrick, Cole's shadow cloak, we might be able to just cross the stone bridge just fine, while Jarek does his fucking ghost thing, and we'll be waiting on the other side, and maybe we can even sneak through. Maybe he just needs to open the gate for just a few seconds.
It's probably not something I can do quietly unless you douse it with oil of slipperiness.
Ooh, that's a great idea. I got tons of that still. I mean, we joked about Finn only being able to get 5, but I literally have, how many more of these do I have? 6.
The gate just shoots straight out of it.
I like that. No, I like that. You take wing, you start getting ready, we cross using Cole's shadow cloak, and we kind of lube up the gate, and you open her up and see what happens. Fuck it, I like it.
Okay. Jarek will look at the 5 of, well, really the 3 of the companions he likes, and then the other 2. You can determine whether you're part of that group or not.
Oh,
Baby
I
Junior,
know which
no.
group I'm a part of.
I'm gonna say I'm a part of the one group.
Alright, good. Jarek will crack his neck, and he'll say, "Oh, this is going to be delicious."
As you say that, you hear, "Would you like some help?"
Baby Junior.
No. You see Sky casually flexing her wings.
And Jarek, like, looks over at her and says, well, I don't need the help.
I meant opening the gate.
That... probably. He, like looks at, like his, like, body. Probably.
She nods and then she kind of pushes her sword and shield to her back and kind of adjusts her breastplate, and then she looks at Pearson and goes, "Stay safe."
The first thing Jarek will do is he will drink his potion of invisibility. That's one of those. The second thing that he's going to do is, yeah, this is going to be fucking spooky. As this invisible bastard will exert his will, lifting into the air and making himself incorporeal, casting ghost form.
Well, he's already dead, so I
Wow.
don't see much of a difference.
As Jarek does that, Sky looks and whistles in like appreciation, and then
Fucking, like, invisible bastard.
He's learned a new. And I don't know if I like to think that Jarek hasn't departed yet. As Pearson mutters, he learned a few tricks in Coalhaven.
and Sky will nod and she'll whisper something, and a circlet around her head will glow faintly, and she will. The best way to describe it is she'll become harder to see. She doesn't become incorporeal, she doesn't become invisible, but it's almost like wherever you look at her, her skin seems to blend in with what's behind her.
Okay.
And then she goes, "It doesn't last long. We should probably hurry."
Jarek will mumble out, "Let us get started then." And he will begin sailing through the fucking air. Creepy ass invisible ghost flying Jarek.
Damn it, Inferno.
Wow.
That was really good, Inferno. I
That
just have to applaud you on that one.
That was well played.
That's almost worth all the other times you derail us, and then
The best part
for us derailing.
The best
Yeah.
part is, if the chat can't see what we're talking about, it's all the better.
Yeah.
No,
But I think-
they can see
When these
it.
folks see the video in 2017, they'll.
All right. Yes. All right. So, Jarek has taken wing. Pearson will look to Cole.
Cole
He'll
looked
start
at
rummaging
Pearson.
for a couple vials of oilless slipperiness. I didn't hear what you said, Piff. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Continue.
No. Okay. All right. I don't know what to do now.
Okay,
He's just standing
well-
there with a couple of vials.
I will. I'll start with your group first,
Okay.
and then I'll move over to Jarek's group. You guys want to sneak across the bridge now? Do you want to do this in ones and twos? Excuse me, all together. You see, obviously, you see light on either side of the wall, but the wall is high enough that it's difficult to tell who is up there.
I think for the sake of movement, it'd be best to do it by twos. You know what I mean? Like maybe me and Cole first, and while I'm like right pressed up against the gate, I can start oiling it out, right? And then maybe Finn and she can help oil it out, and then Keen, and then Baby Junior.
I can cover exactly 2 more people other than myself.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, just 2 trips then. I will say maybe me and Finn, and then Keen and Baby Junior, only because of the size difference, right? Me and Keen, and Cole, it might be kind of bulky under there, and we want to move quickly and quietly, right?
Yeah.
So as long as I have your blessings, that shall be the plan.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, bro, go for it.
I believe in you.
Okay, so, just so I know, because there's going to be a roll here, obviously. Again, you're going to go in pairs of 2, and Who's using the shadow cloak?
It is Cole, and then 2 other people. It's a group of 3, then a 2.
Okay, group of 3 and then 2. Sorry. So who are the 2 going with Cole?
Me and Finn.
Okay, and then Keen and Baby
BJ.
Junior.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So, I need. All right. So here's what we'll do.
Hero.
Cole, Finn, and Pearson roll what we normally use for like prowl checks, which is your dexterity plus the backgrounds that I have usually given you guys. Which Finn, for you it's parkour. Pearson, I believe it's half of your forged on the streets. Cole, I believe it is your tracking. And add 3 to it because of the actually is there actually a stat
There's an
for
actual
your-
number. Yes, it's 2.
Yeah, okay. It's 2. So everyone add 2 to your roll as well. So your level, your
Okay.
background, your dexterity.
Ooh. Go Finn. Oh man, I am rolling shit today.
Okay. You guys very quietly make your way across the bridge. Pearson, at some
Uh-huh.
point, you're being as quiet as you can,
Uh-huh.
but this bridge is rather old and unkept. And at some point,
Uh-huh.
your foot kicks a rock and it skitters across the bridge. And you hear a commotion up on top of the bridge. Now, you're almost on the end of the bridge, and right when you get below the bridge into where the gate is, you see like a face pop out, and you hear,
I just hold my breath and wait for to see what happens.
Nothing happens as far as other noises. The demon face, which is the face of a red demon, looks around and then kind of shakes its head and says something else that you don't quite hear, and then you see 2 points of light come closer to the edge, like say someone carrying a torch has walked over to the edge. But that's it.
Okay. I don't know about Cole and Finn, but I'm gonna wait for things to simmer down a little bit. As far as like, I know like there's a guy up top kind of looking over the ledge with a light, right?
You are actually, luckily, you are below. There's like, I don't know how to describe it.
a lip?
There's an arch that you are below, so you are out of their view. You're to the door.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, then never mind then. Okay. Then I'll slip away and uncork a bottle and start greasing up the gate.
All right. What you see in front of you is a gate that looks like a portcullis that is made mostly out of metal and some bands of wood, and from what you can tell, it rises upwards. There are no hinges or anything for you to grease, and you can only reach up about 9 or 10 feet.
But you said that it's a portcullis though, right?
Right.
So that's like that big metal grate in front of something, right?
Correct.
So that's what I want to grease.
Got it.
So
Right.
when the portcullis slides up and down, maybe it creates less friction, right? So yes, I agree. I understand. I can't get to the gears because they're, made inside the wall, right? I get
But you
that.
can make the portcullis itself
Yeah.
slide better. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. As big as this is, and as small as your potions of slipperiness are, how many of them do you want to use? I would
I'm
say,
willing to use all of them if necessary.
All right. If you use all of them, you could coat about a 2-foot area all the way across the gate.
Okay. Yeah, let's use them. All 6.
All right. Keen and BJ, the demonic pup. Are you guys? How soon after are you following Pearson?
Or do you even want to follow after now?
Yeah, I'll just stay back and pet Baby Junior because it.
Actually, I was gonna say before you do that, can you roll me a sound check? Because you're over 100 feet away. roll me a check because we don't know if you've even heard or seen any.
Okay.
Now I have a question for you. What was your character doing while they were crossing the bridge?
I was making sure that Baby Junior wasn't making any noise.
Okay. All right. So if you could, and don't get me wrong, this is not to tell you what to do. I just want to know. This is just to determine if you heard any commotion whatsoever. So roll me a well, like a listen check. So your bounty hunter background, your level, and your intelligence or wisdom, whichever is higher for you.